Samurai Dan and Jillian halftime show.
There's people out here. Were you guys here to see cosplay? Woo! What did you think? Was it awesome?
Yeah!
Do you want to know who won?
Yeah!
Do you want to know right now?
Yeah!
Too bad.
I saw it coming.
No lie, and I thought that if I knew how to protect myself physically, I would be braver and not so afraid of women. 25 years later, all I have learned is to be more terrified of women than I ever was before.
Yeah, damn.
After training for 25 years, I have learned that there is not a man on this planet I'm afraid of. You may actually be able to beat me in a fight. You may be able to kill me, but I will die a man. You can't take that from me. But she can. She can definitely take that from me. I will die crying, cowering, curled up into a ball. And just so we're clear, lying on the floor curled up in a ball, not only is that not a good dating strategy, it will not protect you from the wrath of an angry female, because all they do is they see that as a target of opportunity. And then they stomp in it until there's just jello splashing. So what we're going to do is we're going to give you a brief introduction into the way of the samurai. I'm not sure what that has to do with my lead-in on being terrified of women, but it explains my life. In real life, I run a 16th century samurai martial arts school, which means I teach sword combat on a realistic level, which means in 2014 it doesn't matter, my life is irrelevant. My mother is fond of pointing out to me that me being the best sword fighter in Midwestern United States in 2014 is roughly akin to being the fastest rider for the Pony Express.
Damn.
It doesn't matter.
Damn.
But anime cons love me because, well, I have shiny things. And we like shiny things. And we like violent women.
Well,
I know, me and Josh, the first thing you need to know about actual samurai combat is that for the samurai, this was a way of life. The katana, the Japanese longsword, was not a tool that they left off to the side, and when they needed it, they pick it up, they'd use it. When the fight was over, they put it down and go back to their normal lives. The samurai were the nobility of feudal Japan. What that means is they had peasants to do all the work for them, and they could devote themselves to martial science full time. And for these nobles of Japan, they took this seriously. They started training early. And by early, Japanese households, at age 3, Dad would give his sons a stick and say, "Here, go play with your brother." This is parenting by natural selection. And we're fans. It's much easier than actually investing in your... at age 7, those children that had survived and were still mostly functional were accepted into a formal training environment known as a dojo, where for the next 8 years, they trained in the way of the sword and in martial skills. At age 15, they had a coming-of-age ceremony called Gempuku, where all of those skills were put on display. And if they lived, passed, they were given their first shinken, or real sword, and from that point on, they were treated as an adult. I know that sounds good, but in this country, if you're 15 and you want to be treated like an adult, that just means you shouldn't have to take out the trash, and you can't tell me to clean my room because I'm a grown-up and you have to treat me with respect.
I see that way too often.
I made you that a lot. In Japan, if you were 15 and were going to be treated like an adult, what that meant is, if Dad goes to war, so do you. So it's important that the samurai learn their lessons well. And with the sword, the first thing they learned was full power, accurate cuts. Shonin no kata, yoi. It was not about standing still and spinning the sword around and flipping it, although that's cool. It was about being a mobile death dealer. Sword comes out, bad guy comes in, you sidestep, cut him in half, and move on to the next 65 coming at you. So power and precision. Shonin no kata. Eat, ni, san, shi, go, rope, seat, hot, cue, ju, to eat, to knee. No-go. End of form. It is nice that you counted along with me. It bothers me every once in a while when we go to anime conventions and I start counting in Japanese and everybody looks at me and goes, "What are you saying?" I'm like, "I know this is Arkansas, so let me help you. I'm counting." That was last week. This week we're in Indiana. We have standards of education.
That was a shot. No one got that.
Before we pass too much, it must
That
be
went
remembered,
right over people's
yesterday
heads.
at the guest panel, 3/4 of the
That went
audience
right
admitted
over
to having
people's
hit
heads.
themselves in the face on purpose. So we have other issues. Samurai arts. Come on. Our arts go back to a time in world history when people actually lived and died by their skill with a sword. It wasn't about scoring points and going, "Gotcha! I am a national champion of Storm Lake, Iowa." And I'm from Iowa. We actually have a national champion of Storm Lake, Iowa. Population 4.
Get your camera ready, because I'm about to have to switch out. Almost out of time on here. 10 seconds.
A fight. So while you watch my wife do this next form, please keep in mind, she shouldn't be going, yeah, blah, blah. As soon as I get done with this, I get supper. In her mind,